Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to learn about Civilizing the Nation chapter, which is Grade 8 History Chapter 7. Civilizing the Nation. The tradition of orientation. As you can see on the picture here, William Jones was appointed as a junior judge at the Supreme Court of Calcutta in 1783. So, William Jones was not only a law expert but he's also a linguist. What is the meaning of linguist? A person who knows many languages and interested to learn new languages is known as linguist. So here, William Jones is a linguist because he knew many languages like Greek, Latin, French, and English. So he used to spend some time in the evening time with the pandits who taught him Sanskrit language, the grammar, the ancient texts on law, philosophy, politics, arithmetic, and medicine. So, along with William Jones, there were many other Englishmen such as Henry Thomas Colebrooke and Nathaniel Halhed, who were also showing some kind of interest in ancient Indian heritage, just like William Jones. So William Jones had few friends named Henry Thomas and Nathaniel Halhed, who were also keen and interested in the ancient Indian heritage. So they also thought of translating Sanskrit and Persian works into English. Jones, together with Colebrooke and Halhed, formed the Asiatic Society of Bengal and started to publish the journals, the findings as Asiatic Researches. So, along with William Jones, Henry Thomas, and Nathaniel, who were keenly interested in ancient Indian heritage, started to publish their understanding. They started to translate the Sanskrit and the Persian works which tell us about the ancient Indian heritage into English language, and they formed an Asiatic Society of Bengal and started to publish journals naming Asiatic Researches. Jones and Colebrooke had a deep respect for the ancient culture of both India as well as the West. They never disrespected either the West nor the East. They respected both the ancient cultures. According to them, the Indian civilization had glorious past, a great past, but which had subsequently declined over a period of time. So, after reading the texts which told about the ancient Indian heritage, culture, prosperity, the traditions which existed in India, the knowledge about the law, the knowledge of philosophy, which he learned from the experts of Sanskrit. While he learned the Sanskrit language, that made him to understand the ancient Indian texts which were written in the Sanskrit language. So he has an idea about the knowledge which is there in the Indian books, the ancient Indian books, that is law, philosophy, politics, arithmetic, and medicine. So he defined it as India civilization or Indian civilization had a great or glorious past which got subsequently declined over a period of time. In order to understand India better, they decided to study the sacred and the legal texts of India. So if you want to know about India, we need to study about the sacred books and also the legal texts of India. That is what they decided. These texts could serve as a basis for the future development of India. So they decided that once we know about what happened in the past, how great India is, by studying or by going through the sacred and the legal texts, then it will serve as the basis for the future development of India. This is what the view of William Jones and his friends was in the year 1783 and later about Indian society or ancient Indian culture. So they decided to go ahead and study the ancient texts which would help them to understand the lost glory of India, to understand the Indian glorious past. That will also help the Britishers to become the guardians of the Indian culture as well as their masters. So they thought once we know about the Indian culture, we understand about the lost glory and the glorious past, then we will be able to become better guardians. That is what they thought for the Britishers for India. So Britishers will be getting a better idea how to become the guardians of the Indian culture as well as their masters. Many company officials supported the idea what they have encouraged to promote building of institutions which promoted the learning of ancient Indian texts. So the ideas of William Jones and his friends were supported by many company officials. So they encouraged them to build buildings of institutions which will promote the learning of ancient Indian text. They also believed that Hindus and Muslims should be taught those subjects that they are familiar to them and not the unfamiliar subjects. So they also believed, understood that the subjects what Hindus are familiar, let them learn, might be the Sanskrit language, the sacred books of Hindus, or for Muslims, the Arabic language or the Urdu language or the Persian language, which they like and they would want to learn. Let them learn what they want to learn or what they are familiar with. With this objective, a madrasa was set up in Calcutta in the year 1781 for promoting the study of Arabic, Persian, and Islamic law. And the Hindu College was set up in Benares in the year 1791 to encourage the study of Sanskrit texts. So, the objective of educating Hindus and Muslims with which subjects they are familiar with, they agreed to that and they have set up madrasas in Calcutta in 1780s to study Arabic, Persian, and Islamic law. And similarly, they have also established Hindu College at Benares in 1791 to encourage the Sanskrit texts. But some British officials were not in the favor of Orientalism, the traditional system of education of India, the religious texts, the madrasa system. So they were strong opponents of the Oriental system of education. Now, what is this Oriental system of education? Oriental system of education means which encourage the traditional Indian system of education, traditional Indian culture, which encouraged the madrasa system for Muslims and Sanskrit texts for Hindus. That is called as Oriental system of education or Orientalists. The people, those who supported this traditional system of Indian education are called as Orientalists. Now, moving on,